Hello everyone, welcome to this video on the quarterly release cycle of SAP Analytics Cloud Q2 2023 update. I am Faruk Uras and I'm a senior consultant at CPMU.
And my name is Dorothea Doneva and I'm a junior consultant at CPMU. And as Faruk mentioned, today we'll give you an update regarding the most important features.
Our first topic is related to navigating within the web browser. With this new release, now we are able to see the page content on the tab name. Back in the time, before this release, we were just seeing SAP Analytics Cloud as the tab name, but here now we see for the home page, of course, the home name in front of the SAP Analytics Cloud title. And for example, when we go to modular, we see the modular, that's the artifact we are in. And for example, if we switch to public dimensions, the name changes to public dimensions modular SAP Analytics Cloud. And even further, if we went into a model and we look into the content of a model, the name of the model also appears in the tab name. In addition to that, this also extends to stories. When we open a story, we also see the story name in our header, in our tab name. This basically helps users to navigate from one input sheet to another report if they are using multiple reports with different artifacts, or if a user is doing some data import while also opening input sheet or a report, or if you get lost because of multiple tabs that you are using in Analytics Cloud back in the time, it is now over and you will be able to navigate easily and do your data import, reporting and data inputting much easier.
Another new feature that comes out of this QRC release is the fact that now users can be deactivated, which is a great update, as then it means that the company can manage the number of licenses within the company itself, especially in cases where there's seasonal users, seasonal workers. Those licenses can then be freed and be reused again without the need to purchasing new licenses. When it comes to user collaboration, the commenting feature is now enhanced, as you are now able to comment up to 10,000 characters within one single data point comment. This will help the SAC user community to discuss the data directly in the tool, easing communication quite a lot, I would say. Furthermore, as you can see now, we will add a comment within the story. And then another new feature when it comes to the a new update when it comes to the commenting feature is the fact that you're now able to see the commenting statistics. So as we can see, for example, we will go into the modular and then choose our data model. Going into the settings and the preferences, and we click on the last one, data and performance, and now we're able to see view comment statistics. And in here, indeed, we see that we've just added one data point comment. You're also able to see your dimension comments. Now we're going to discuss the long-awaited Story 2.0. As the already two existing front-end artifacts, both the stories and the analytical applications, are now merging into one.
A quick recap for our audience. Stories were mostly in use for the basic cases when there is a limited need for customization, whereas analytical apps, as they have a scripting capability, were meant for more complicated reporting and planning scenarios and cases. So now we want to discuss how they are merging.
Yeah. So basically both artifacts are still as they were. So for example, you still have the scripting capabilities of the analytical applications, and you also have the optimized experience of stories all combined into one, forming the new Story 2.
Then it raises the questions if already existing stories are now stories 2.0, or what we need to do with them, and again, what will happen to the analytical applications that we want as story 2.0 now.
But now you do have the option to convert both your stories and your already existing analytical applications into stories 2.0.
Are creating a new analytical application. If you enable optimized experience mode, it only creates as a story. It means story 2.0 is there, and you can only use optimized experience with story 2.0. But it basically means with this update, when you try to create an analytical application with optimized design experience on, it directly directs you to the stories, which means you cannot create an analytical application with optimized mode on, and you can only create a story 2.0. And for example, here I am starting a new story with optimized design experience. But then I have actually scripting capabilities in this new story. For example, if I add a widget as a text, I can come here and edit the script for it, and I can do my scripting functionalities here. For example, I can only show this text to a group of people predefined. For example, if I add a button here, I can do scripting, and for example, I can attach a data action to this button to run if it's pressed. If you noticed, actually, I used a new function as well. I just, instead of adding a button from insert options, I basically used the new left pane with the assets, and then just I dragged and dropped. This can be done for tables, charts, and every widget you can think of. In addition to that, of course, as this is now story 2.0, you can see your outline like you were able to see it in analytical applications, and also you can see that you can do your scripting here, and of course you can still use your designer by clicking and opening the view mode for it.
So now when it comes to the already existing stories and analytical applications, there is now the option to convert them to optimized story 2.0. This can be seen, so for example, here we have a story, and when we go into saving mode, we now see the option to convert to optimized design experience, which will directly convert it to a story 2.0. So there it is. And then we do clone the story, and it's now saved as a story 2.0. And we also do have the same option for the analytical applications. So if we do the same thing, we also see the convert to optimize design experience option. However, in this case, for this analytical application, we do see that there are still some unsupported widgets that are not able to convert to story 2.0. This will come later in the future updates. However, if you want to have more information, you can always go to the help center from SAP. And now we see here for the analytical applications that if we will also go to the save button, we have the option to convert it to an optimized design experience. However, we encounter an issue, and it is that there are still some unsupported widgets that are not available when trying to convert to a story 2.0. These will most likely and hopefully come in a later stage for the future updates. But however, if you want to have more information, you can of course learn more about it by clicking on the link and going into the SAP website.
Let me continue optimize view and optimize design mode enhancements. as we always had this filter ribbon, but now this filter ribbon actually can be swapped to vertical view, which might help you to see the filters a bit in an orderly manner. This is not only for the edit mode, but also if we go to view mode, this is also available. So you can use your filter either horizontally or vertically according to your own preferences. So here also you can say switch to a vertical view for your filters. Another enhancement is related to the bookmark functionality of the front-end artifacts. So back in the time we were already be able to use bookmarks for our selections and filters, but now even the states of the widgets can be bookmarked. So for example, here this display chart switch button is off, and I can basically switch it on and give, for example, another filter for my entity. And after applying the selections, I can bookmark this new state, and you can see that the bookmark will remember that I displayed the chart. So for example, if I go to the original state of the story, and then if I just open my lastly saved bookmark, you will see the switch button will be on, and therefore the chart will be.
So now regarding data modeling, more specifically when it comes to the hierarchy management tool, there are a couple of upgrades that have been done in this Q2 feature update. One of them is the fact that now you don't have to wait for all your members to load in case you have more than 1,000 members to go directly into the view mode for the hierarchy management tool. As you can see here, we can directly go into the viewing mode and see the tree for the different members and the nodes. Furthermore, since we're here, another update that has been done is the fact that now you can sort in members. So you can sort either by ID or by description, and ascending or descending. For example, we can do description ascending, which was already done. So we can do description descending, as you can see on the screen. Another very relevant update when it comes to sorting is the fact that now you can sort exclusively under specific nodes, which is also, it's just for easy navigation within the hierarchy. So indeed in here, you have exactly the same 4 options as mentioned before. And we can, for example, this case, sort by ID descending. Furthermore, another update when it comes to the hierarchy management tool is also that we can filter there directly. So for example, we can search for let's see if there's marketing in this hierarchy. There is no marketing. So we can search for strategy. And now here you can find the members that have strategy in their description. And lastly, another update is the fact that in case you have added members that are still not part of a specific hierarchy, you can easily find these unused members when selecting the unused option. And here, for example, we made an example by creating a member that's called unassigned, which indeed you still don't see anywhere in the hierarchy, which then is very easy to just drag and drop wherever you would like to place that member under. Now continuing with the data modeling, another new feature is the fact that now you're able to calculate the subtotal. This can be done by creating a subtotal formula in the modeler, and it can also be defined both in the account-based model or in the new model. So if we go into the modeler, as you can see in the screen, and we go into the calculations workspace, we now have created a subtotal percentage formula, taking into account a measure and a dimension. Nevertheless, in here, when calculating the subtotal percentage, it can be broken down to up to 10 dimensions. And since we've already started with entity, we will get the entity dimension. And now you can see the breakdown of the subtotal percentage, so the share that the child has compared to the parent.
We hope that you learned more about the most important updates of this latest QRC.
And if you want to learn more about what this means to your current SAC implementation, how SAC can improve your planning processes, please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you for watching.